Hello, everybody. So, as you can see, it has been a while since I turned on my Xbox. Um, I was just kind of flicking through here. I don't know. It normally says 12 a.m., and I would assume that is the release of the Xbox. Um, I actually really liked my Xbox, like a lot. Like I have some very fond memories. In fact, if you were to say, mostly because I can't remember most of my gameplay on the Nintendo, if you were to ask me, Gabe, what console, and I'm cutting the PC out of this because that might win, what console do you have the fondest memories with? Ah, man, and it's this may be its very own video right here, but um it's hard. It's a toss up between Xbox, Sega Genesis, and Nintendo. PS2 I liked a lot, but it was kind of just a catch all box for games. I don't have a lot of nostalgia with it, like Devil May Cry and shit like that. Um, but yeah, man, I have so many fond memories of playing Splinter Cell. I tried Pandora Tomorrow and returned it because it was just too hard. It was too much. And then Chaos Theory, I thought had a good enough single player to where I beat it. It was forgiving enough. I beat that game, and I just never had a ton of patience for stealth games, and that only gets smaller as I get older. But no pun intended. But my interest in stealth games has diminished so much to where I don't know if I could get back into a hard game like Splinter Cell. But man, playing Spies vs. Mercs online was so special for me and my brothers. Like, just the time we spent, just meeting random people online. I'm actually really sad I don't really talk to. Keep your online friends, kids. If you talk to people online, don't stop talking to them. I wouldn't recommend long distance romance, but find people on Xbox Live that are nice. I prefer to play with play Tom Clancy games. There's usually older people in those games, and they're actually really nice compared to like Halo and Call of Duty. Just a lot of idiots yelling into their microphones. But even though, to be honest, even on Call of Duty, if you put on your microphone and you say hello or whatever, you might have a few assholes bitch back at you, but like people will talk. You can meet people. But anyway, God, what games did I play on the original Xbox that were really special to me? I tried Rainbow Six. It was just too hard. I didn't really think it was not easy to get into. Geez, I should turn down this volume on this microphone. It's a bit much. But Splinter Cell was awesome. And the Xbox also kind of became my catch-all console for the games that I could get on PS2 or Xbox. I said, of course, Xbox. What are you, crazy? Like, Xbox is awesome. And the controllers, it was, in my mind, more comfortable. It is the best. The controller S, not the Duke. The S is the best controller, in my opinion. If you exclude the white and black buttons not being bumpers like on the Xbox One. Anyway, yeah, man, the Xbox was awesome. Silent Hill 2 on the Xbox is awesome. Excuse me. If you have an original Xbox and you like Japanese horror and a slower paced game that is not quite as frustrating as old Resident Evil, play yourself some of these old files. I thought I lost my recording. Well, let's just look into my memory. This is quickly becoming a let's get nostalgic about Xbox thing. I think I deleted a bunch of these, and which I haven't. This is actually my second Xbox because my first one was slowing down. Let's look through these games. Area 51 is an Alien game, first-person shooter made by I honestly don't remember who it was made by, but I remember it was developed. It was published by Midway, at least. Maybe they even developed it. I don't know. First-person shooter. It's an okay game. Armed and Dangerous, a third-person shooter with crazy, weird weapons and a lot of comedy. It's not a lot of fun to play, but you know what? It's fun to laugh at. There's very good comedy. Black is a first-person shooter where you shoot and blow everything up. It looked awesome at the time. I mean, it didn't have a lot of texture because, you know, consoles and all, but video cards just weren't that good. But those explosions still look awesome to this day. James Bond from Russia with Love is actually a pretty damn good third-person shooter where you just kind of run through the levels and blast dudes. It's awesome. I highly recommend it. Castlevania, shit, I don't even know if I own this movie. It's just like Castlevania COD. Just I don't remember. But just look up Castlevania for Xbox. There's only like 2 games. So anyway, in fact, there may only be 1 game. This is a third-person action game where you whoop on enemies and you get big monsters that'll run around with you or birds that'll fly with you and help you kill the enemies. It's actually really good. Very underappreciated. Maybe I'll do a video on it sometime. I would have to get it. Cold Fear is a pretty bad Resident Evil knockoff on a ship. I don't recommend it. Dark Watch is a first-person shooter with vampires, and it just kind of plays like Halo, and it's kind of repetitive, but it's okay. You can get it for cheap. I recommend buying it if you just want to check it out. Dead or Alive 3 is a fighting game with chicks with big boobies, if you're into that sort of thing. Doom 3 is a first-person shooter where you shoot demons and Hellspawn and all that shit. It's awesome. I recommend it. It's one of the best games for the original Xbox. In fact, let's have a nostalgic moment for Doom 3 right here. Doom 3 I got when it came out. I played it at Job Corps a lot. I was like 19. No, fuck. Job Corps was terrible. I don't go, but just get a job and learn how to drive a forklift or whatever, and you'll get $12 an hour. And that's a good stepping stone for whatever the fuck you want to do with the rest of your life. But don't go to Job Corps. But I played this game at least a dozen times, maybe 24 times at Job Corps. I had a year to play this game, and I beat it many times before I went to Job Corps. It's shorter on the Xbox. They probably had to cut content to save space on the DVD, but it's still a great game. There are much better options to play this game now. If you have a PS3, Doom 3 BFG Edition, it's also on the 360. Why they didn't just put it on the Xbox One and PS4, I do not know. Your best option is Doom 3 I would get BFG Edition for PC if you do not care about mods. Anyway, just look it up. It's not hard to find Doom 3. It's a great game. Play it. Resurrection of Evil is also great. You get a double-barreled shotgun. It's the expansion. Fable, old Xbox game. Run around whomping on enemies with your swords, and it's got RPG mechanics, and it's okay. You might have heard of it. Peter Molyneux. Halo. I'm not talking about Halo. We all know what it is. Shoot aliens. This game's not good. People say it's really good. It's kind of a shitty Diablo-looking game. It's really bad. Yeah. Midway Arcade Treasury is good collections of good old Midway games. I recommend it. We will talk about Mortal Kombat Armageddon later. Actually, I'll go over here. It is a normal ass fighting game with a lot of violence. You might have heard of it, but this game has all the characters, even characters you don't care about. So it's really awesome. I recommend it. Did not get a lot of attention. I think it's kind of sad. So my brother is a popular YouTube gamer. I think it's Jarek the Gaming Dragon. Anyway, he's pretty popular, but he's my brother, and some of my fondest memories in life involved playing games with him. This is one of his games. I really did not care about like most racing games. I thought Old Need for Speed was awesome. I thought Burnout was awesome, but like all the like stunt games where you're going over dirt hills, I just like, unless I'm fucking up the other cars, like unless I'm smashing into someone else, doing stunts in the air in a video game kind of doesn't do a lot for me. But one game I didn't like, but I had a lot of respect for, but I never told him. It was a Hot Wheels game for the PC. Maybe he can, kind of refresh my memory. It was a Hot Wheels game for the PC, and the gameplay wasn't very good. You would basically just literally go down these tracks as a Hot Wheel and do flips over the jumps. But the maps were really cool because there was like one where it would go through the grass and there was like a giant frog jumping around. It just really was a cool looking game. Gameplay was so bad that I kind of was just like, whatever. I mean, but whatever. Anyway, I'm rambling now. Ninja Gaiden, you whoop onto your swords. It's really fucking hard. Ninja Gaiden Black is kind of like the special edition. They kind of added some features. Otogi 2 is a beautiful hack and slash game that I found to have some pretty irritating objectives in collecting that kind of kept me away from appreciating it. I'm sad that I sold it. I just kind of wanted it off my shelf. Ever since I started doing this YouTube thing, I've been upset that I sold a lot of my games because I don't care about collecting. I didn't then, but I would like to have them around to do more capturing and do more gameplay, or maybe go back to them for the YouTube. Without the YouTube, I wouldn't care. Chronicles of Riddick is a first-person shooter with stealth, and you talk to a lot of characters, and it's really slow, but it's really awesome. It's been on other consoles. They had an expansion. I don't remember what it was called. Just look it up. It's good. Serious Sam is a first-person shooter, which is kind of old now, but it was a throwback to older games where you just shoot enemies that pour out at you. There's a billion of them now. There's like a dozen. I think I got them all on a Steam sale for like $10. It's good. Recommend it. It's fun. Silent Hill 2. Talked about this game already. Good, scary game. Splinter Cell Chaos Theory, like I said before. Really awesome to play online. Really, I'm putting my hand on my heart as I talk about it. Just a lot of nostalgia. It's hard to get into now because it doesn't work so good on the Xbox One, and the PC version's kind of broken. It's just got problems. It's really sad. Microsoft, if you're out there, if you're somebody special that sees this video and can get a remake of Splinter Cell Chaos Theory, or make the new game have multiplayer like this, not like the way they've changed it. I want new Splinter Cell. I want real old Splinter Cell on a new game. Just some maps for the Splinter Cell there. This is another one of Jared's games. I played. This is SSX3. You do stunts and stuff on the snowboard. It's whatever. This game's not very good. This game is really good. It's a first-person shooter that allowed you to switch into first or third person, and you just shot monsters, and it was really, I never beat the final boss. I never beat him. Another Midway published game. Great game. I wish more people had played it. Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers, based on the movie. Time Splitters 3. It's called Future Perfect, but I call it Time Splitters 3. It's a first-person shooter with some pretty decent multiplayer. I recommend it. Turok Evolution. You shoot not so many dinosaurs. It's actually really good, though. I recommend it still. Unreal Championship. It's Unreal. Who cares? Everyone knows what that is. 13. It's a cel-shaded first-person shooter with some stealth. I might do a video on that some other time. I actually really liked it. People hated it. I bought it during a blizzard in Portland, and which really meant they were too lazy to plow. They don't have the resources. It was like half a foot of snow. It was nothing. But anyway, I was home from school for like 4 days. I was still in high school when I was playing this game, believe it or not. It's a long time ago. Jeez, it was a long time ago. Good game. Good game. I might have to do another video. I'm getting real fuzzy about that game. Sane Gabe 777 was my old account. I had one of them was like Helsing fan. I honestly don't remember my main Xbox Live account. I went off to Job Corps and think I got another Xbox out there, and yeah. Holy shit. So these are I don't want to play any of these, but nothing is sound. Oh my god. So I'm a big Switchfoot fan now that we're talking about nostalgia, and when I went to Job Corps, I missed my family, and I associated Switchfoot with my family, more specifically my brother, and I just kind of would feel homesick, and I would listen to a lot of Switchfoot's Nothing Is Sound album, and it's I think it's still a great album, but it's really a special album to me because I was really lonely out there, nothing but assholes, and I would just listen to this album and a few other albums like I think Third Day's Wire. I would listen to a song called San Angelo, and he's singing about how much he misses his home and stuff. And I would listen to the Walk the Line soundtrack, and there's another song on there where the guy is singing something like, I'm a long way from home, sick and so all alone. Heaven, please come watch over me. And I was really like a committed Christian at the time. So, when I was experiencing a lot of pain, I would listen to that song, just from being homesick and whatever. A lot of music that I've gotten into in life, and I'm realizing this more as I get older and I understand my mind and my heart, my soul. I'm not a Christian anymore, but the more I understand my soul now, I realize a lot of the music I listen to now as an adult that I listened to that when I was really young, especially when I was a teenager and all through life, a lot of it reminds me of a lot of pain. And sometimes I'll listen to it anyway, and I'll just kind of think about those times, and I'll try to make sense of it. But like, you know what? You realize as an adult, there's nothing really you can do about the past. And I kind of left Christianity really recently, and it's another thing that I've kind of been introspective about. Just like thinking about life and like I don't as an adult, like when I was a Christian, I thought I had the answers. I thought I would Jesus wanted to be part of my life, and I wanted to be part of his and do what he wanted me to do, and just kind of submit my life to him. But I never really knew what the hell I was doing in life. But I kind of thought that Jesus had my back. And now that I'm an adult, like I look at the world and I look at the world and I just can't, as an adult, look at the world around me and say there's some kind of force working for us. If anything, I would say the contrary. I'd say there's a force working against us if you want to play that game. But no, there's just too many questions. I mean, I still believe in being good to people, as long as they respect me. Because if I help you out and you're rude to me, then nah. But I'm not gonna turn the other cheek, and I'm not gonna play that game. Like, a lot of the pain that I've been through in life was because I continued to turn the other cheek and stuff, and it just I really do think I would be a more I think I'd be a happier person if I popped a lot more people in the mouth when I was a kid instead of allowing them to talk shit to me all the time. But I thought, because I was taught as a Christian, that God was looking out for me, and that if I turned the other cheek, that he would, that he would have my back or whatever, and he never did. And it was just easier to ignore any kind of questions than I didn't know what life was like without Christianity. And so there was a certain level of just like denial about certain questions I had. I don't, like, maybe there is a God. I'm not saying there isn't. But I'm not going to invest so heavily in all these crazy rules. It's just, and like having to adjust my life in such a binary way just to hope that it turns out that it was worth it in the end. It's not to me right now. It's not. Um, I'm still gonna. It's not really gonna change the way that I like who I am as a person. Like, I'm not gonna instantly become a villain because I'm not. Here's the thing: there's some people that think you're gonna turn into a bad person just because you're not interested in all the rules and regulations and stuff of Christianity. Like, I don't like have some evil plan. Like, I always wanted to go murder people, but because I was a Christian, I couldn't. That it wasn't like that. Um, and then you leave and you get all this guilt and people get all passive aggressive with you and it's like, look, dude, I don't fucking care. Okay, I'm 27. I may not have been around forever, but I'm old enough to know I don't want to waste any more time debating about like who's right and who's wrong. Look, if you want to read the Bible and you decided that it makes sense to you, then good for you. But like, don't pretend like you don't have questions, and don't pretend like you know all the answers, because no one does. And if you're a Christian and you think you have all the answers, then you missed the fucking point. It's about humility. You know, I don't think even Jesus himself, there's no documentation of him ramming it down anyone's throat that he knew what was up. He was kind to people. He spent most of his time with people that society deemed were evil. You know, so anyway, this was not supposed to be a rant on religion. I don't have a problem with Christianity. I have a problem with people not questioning things. And if you have rolled it over in your mind and you've decided that it all makes sense to you and that you're going to commit your life to it, then that's totally fine. I'm not bothered. I'm not bothered by the thought of this. Some people are really angry at Christianity and angry at people for believing in God, and I'm not like that, but just don't pretend like you know everything, because none of us do. Anyway, this is somewhat of a caffeine fueled rant, and it actually was not supposed to. It was supposed to be about Xbox. I was actually going to do a Mortal Kombat Armageddon video, and then I got all under the influence and got all nostalgic about my Xbox and the memories that brought up, and Christian music. You know, Switchfoot was subtle, but it was all about God, and that it man, when I don't know, not a lot of people can understand this, but when you've invested so much of your life into God, like really, really invested, like emotionally and everything, and you hear old music that is, even when it's Switchfoot, it's subtle, but it is totally about God, and you remember it, and then you go, but I'm kind of over this, but this music kind of makes me happy because it was my childhood, but it's conflicting because I can't prove any of these things they're saying about God, so why would I want to invest my heart into it? So it's a conflicting emotion in your heart. Anyway, this is just... You get older and you start thinking about childhood and how much you've changed over a short period of time, and you mix stuff in with it, and makes you think real hard about life, and where you're going, but it's as emotionally volatile as I am inside. I think especially right now, as of late, I think I'm in a better place than I have been for a very long time, because I'm kind of coming to peace with the fact that I don't think the world is always a good place. Like, it's not. As a kid, it was like I wanted to believe, like I said, that God was looking out for us, and that was kind of my stability. But it's kind of frightening when you look at the world, and when you've come to terms with the fact that there really isn't, like... The sad thing is that it was right under my nose all the time. Like, no one was looking out for the disciples, whether they went to heaven or not, and when you can't prove that heaven exists and you start questioning that, then you look at how bleak the world is. It's hard, but as the older I get, I've kind of learned to accept accept a lot of the things about life and just kind of try to be happy in the moment. For I don't know if I'll ever really get there. And I don't know if you ever really do get there. I don't know if anyone is really that happy with their lives. Some people are highly optimistic, but I think there's a lot of people that just want more out of their lives. And it's not religion for me anymore. It was before, but the growing in knowledge and asking questions, and it can't be religion. And I'm coming to terms with the fact that it's just, you gotta have good friends and, just kind of live and love, and you're gonna die someday, and that's okay. That's life, to me. But I just can't believe that, that there's someone looking out for me. But anyway, this has gone too long. So, anyway, thank you for listening to my rambling. And I didn't, these videos are not intended to offend. I am not putting this out there with like Christians in my crosshairs and going, you guys bother me because you believe in this. That is not it. It's just, at a certain point in a man's life, he thinks heavily about his life and his past and his future. And for me, I analyze things heavily, more than most people, and that causes me to think about myself a lot and think about my past a lot and my decisions a lot and regret and glee, think about success, the glee of success, not like the show Glee, but like being happy that I was successful here and being upset that I failed here, and the memories of these people here, and religion, oh boy, can I continue to believe in this? You get emotional about these things, and I kind of like to do these videos, it is not to offend, it's just to, if you like to listen to other people think aloud, this video is for you, I suppose. And it wasn't supposed to be like this, but here it is. And I hope I didn't make anyone angry. It wasn't my intention.